morning. We have today, as always, a very intense Foreign Affairs Council. We will start with the situation in Ukraine that, as you have seen, has deteriorated significantly in the last days. I talked about that with Minister Lavrov on Friday. I called him, and yesterday I had the opportunity to meet with the Deputy Prime Minister of Ukraine. We'll address with the ministers, first of all, this escalation of violence in the east, also our continued non-recognition policy of the annexation of Crimea, and also our continued support to the full implementation of the Minsk agreements, the Normandy format, the work of the OSCE as Austria is taking the chairmanship in office, but also our continued support to the reform agenda of the country, because we want to invest in social and economic developments that can benefit all Ukrainians. We know that this is a very important part of our work. We will also have a full point of discussion on Libya, looking beyond migration, our support to the political process there. I will report to ministers about my meeting with Prime Minister Sarraj last week, our ongoing work, especially in support of the regional efforts to try and bring the country together, strengthen the government of national accord, working with the Arab League, the African Union, the UN, to try and make sure that Libya finds its own way. Then we will also have a point on Egypt. I'm not that tall. We will also have a point on Egypt. Obviously, it's a country with whom we work on all different regional fights, starting with Libya, but also the Middle East peace process and others, and obviously also our bilateral relations. We'll have another point on the Middle East peace process. As you know, the relations between Israel and Palestine and our work on the Middle East peace process, especially within the Quartet, continues to be very high points in our agenda. By the way, I will be discussing this also later this week in Washington, and our work will continue to try and build a viable option for two states. I also would take the opportunity today to update ministers on the work we've done in the last couple of weeks on the dialogue between Serbia and Kosovo. We've seen encouraging developments finally in Mitrovica, and I will take the opportunity of this meeting today to report to ministers of the developments on the dialogue.
Why do you
One at a time.
Can Libya be regarded as a partner, Madam? Be a safe spot for refugees.
A safe?
A safe spot for refugees.
No, what we are seeing is that since last year we saved at sea, I think, more than 32,000 people only with Operation Sophia. But we've also seen that 4,500 people died in Libyan waters. And we have to do something about that. The Libyans have to do something about that. Europeans have to do something about that. We believe the international community entirely has to do something with that. And you cannot just close your eyes, because people are continuing to die, regardless of our efforts in the international waters are paying in terms of results. We do not operate in Libyan waters, as you know. We are trying to increase also the work in the desert, because we continue to face a tragic loss of life in the desert. Not seeing this happening, we believe, is irresponsible. So what we're trying to do is strengthening the Libyan capacities to save lives, to protect people, including the people that are currently in Libya, living in camps in awful conditions, and bringing the IOM and the UNHCR to work inside Libya to improve the conditions of people. We believe this is a responsibility on human beings that are living terrible conditions in this moment. So it's a way of strengthening the capacity of the Libyans, including on human rights, to manage a situation that is very complicated and difficult for us. Imagine for a country that is coming out of such a long crisis, and giving the Libyans instruments to exercise their sovereignty on their country, including, as I said, on this, for us, human rights priority.
What plan do you have for Iraqi situation and Kurdish Peshmerga?
That is not on the agenda today.
The Libyan government too weak for
the recent, you mentioned Ukraine, the relationship between Putin and the change at the White House. Do you think there is a link to what's going on there?
It's not for me to speculate on that. What is clear is that from the European Union, the clarity we have on the illegal annexation of Crimea, we will continue not to recognize, and the need to fully implement the Minsk agreements, including or starting from a ceasefire and restoring calm or bringing calm to the east of Ukraine is a must. The European Union will reaffirm, I believe today, the strong position and will work with all partners, including in the Normandy format, that includes also Ukraine and Russia, to find a way to solve the conflict. I cannot say where the US administration stands on that, but I can say where the Europeans stand on this. Last, then I have to go. Sorry.
European Parliament gave green light to Georgia's visa-free regime, now up to Council to say final word. How do you evaluate their decision, and what is next?
This is also not on the agenda, but as you know very well, I really hope that we can finalize this issue as soon as possible, not only for Georgia, but also for Ukraine. Thank you. I'll see you later.